Lots of people don't even know that they've got diabetes type 2 until something really serious happens to them, like a heart attack or something. And when they're talking about the early stages of diabetes type 2, kind of symptoms that are spoken of are, do you feel a little tired? Do you begin to lose energy? Do you feel rather weary? And the reason for that is because when you're overweight, when your body no longer has the ability to deal with sugars and carbohydrates that turn into sugar, it has to pull energy back from everything else. So after you've had a meal, everything else shuts down and you become absolutely weary and needing to digest that food. And you probably had that experience yourself, and it could be in the afternoon, if you were at home, just curling up on the sofa and meaning to listen to the radio or read a book or something and finding yourself slumping into slumber. Or you could be at work and finding your head just lowering down onto the table. And I know all of these things, this kind of afternoon tiredness, after eating tiredness, because my body really just couldn't cope with the kind of food I was eating. There was one particularly terrifying experience when I went to visit my daughter-in-law and my granddaughter, and we had been to a park, and then afterwards we went to a pub garden to have a lovely pub lunch, or so it seemed to me. Big, crusty bread and cheese and pickle, very delicious. And on the way home, what happened is my poor old body was trying to digest carbohydrate, which I shouldn't have, and it just couldn't manage it. So it was pulling in energy from everywhere else and pulling in energy from the focusing on driving. And you know, what happened was that I began to feel myself getting more and more tired, and I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to have to pull off at the next service station. And you know, I didn't make it to the next service station, and I almost didn't make it to be here to talk to you today. I became so weary that my eyes began to close, my concentration went, and I bounced off the side of the road. And thankfully, there was nobody there that I could have bumped into, and I didn't hurt anybody, and I didn't hurt myself. That was just a blessing, but it could very easily have been a really serious accident, and all from eating the wrong kind of food. And since then, I've really taken everything in hand. I now have a very different kind of a diet, and lunch for me would be a very light, live salad, which is very easy. You can eat as much as you like, and when you've eaten it, it's very easy to digest it. It digests very quickly, and so no energy is taken. And do you know what the prize for this has been? I get back my afternoons. I'm full of energy and vim and vigor and ready to do things in the afternoon, and that's a huge gift. Imagine that. Get back half your life. So this is what this program is about. It's about looking at what you eat, looking at the symptoms you have, and if you have diabetes type 2.